안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Tuesday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-wa in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment with a special focus on K-pop boy groups today, K-travel, K-everything. And we're going to do all of that together with my co-host Bella Kim joining me in the studio. Hello, Bella.
Hi, Soa. And hello to everyone joining us today on the show. I'm your co-host Bella, here to fill you all in with the latest in K-entertainment.
And today we have a lot of K-pop news and also some K-pop analysis in the latter half of the show. But first, we're going to start off with something that Bella, you and I have been anticipating. So, K-entertainment news is up first. The new season of a Netflix series we're looking forward throughout the entire year is finally ready to be released.
That's correct. Netflix hit Korean reality show Culinary Class Wars is finally returning for its second season next month. The original production team has reunited for the upcoming season, and they said that they focused on adding to what they believed was lacking in the first series to create a more complete show. The teaser images featuring top culinary figures, including Michelin-starred chefs Lee Jun and Son Jong-won, gearing up for intense competition. The first season pitted elite chefs known as White Spoons against lesser-known underdogs called Black Spoons in intense culinary battles to determine the country's top cook. Following its debut in September of last year, the show topped Netflix non-English series charts for 3 consecutive weeks, drawing millions of views worldwide and sparking international interest in the diversity of talented Korean chefs and their dishes. Can't wait for the brand new season premiering on Netflix on December 16th.
I don't know what was lacking in the first series.
I know. We enjoyed every moment of it, right?
Right, but if it gets better, the better it is.
I know.
But really, I think the whole process of it is so fun to watch, even if you're not into cooking like myself. But if you like food and if you like exciting shows, Culinary Class Wars is the show to watch.
Definitely.
Now, Bella, we have a meaningful milestone to talk about, reached by a group, a K-pop group.
That's correct. NCT Dream have reached another significant milestone by holding their 100th solo concert. The 2025 NCT Dream Tour held at Saitama Super Arena in Japan from November 14th to 16th was originally scheduled for only 2 shows. However, due to overwhelming demand, an additional show was added. And the concert drew a total of 57,000 fans over 3 days. And the first of those concerts was actually the 100th performance of NCT Dream's World Tour brand, The Dream Show. The members expressed their gratitude to audience and staff, making it a meaningful occasion to look back on the time they have shared together. NCT Dream's World Tour, The Dream Show, first began in Korea back in November of 2019, and since then they traveled across the globe to meet with their fans. Meanwhile, NCT Dream just dropped their 6th mini album, Beat It Up, on Monday.
Bella, let's beat it up one more time and talk about another group's new song.
That's a very good bridge, yes. All Day Project have dropped a pre-release track one more time ahead of their new EP, All Day Project. The Black label released the music video for One More Time on Monday through its official social media channels. And this comes just 5 months after their debut single Famous back in June. One More Time serves as a double title track for All Day Project's first EP set for release in December. And the single features delicately crafted melodies, the members' vocal tones, and fast-paced beat, creating a free and energetic mood. All Day Project, a 5-member group with male and female members, gained tremendous attention since their debut. Their debut single Famous topped major domestic music charts and also continued to top music shows even after their activities ended. Take a listen to the new song if you haven't, because it will definitely make you listen to it one more time.
Good one. And you know, we could talk about new releases all day, Project. But thank you very much, Bella, for those updates, and stick around.
Will do.
And now, time to go over to our AI anchor, Arirang, for more on the culture front. Arirang?
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. Amid mounting controversy over redevelopment plans in front of Seoul's Dongye Shrine, UNESCO has weighed in. The Korea Heritage Service says it has received an official document from the UNESCO World Heritage Center warning that high-rise projects across from Dongmyo could harm the site's cultural value, and strongly recommending a World Heritage Impact Assessment. The Heritage Service emphasized that the document requested all redevelopment projects to be put on hold until the assessment is completed. The Seoul city government responded that it cannot accept a one-sided demand for an impact assessment, but expressed willingness to form a consultative body to discuss the matter. The Culture Ministry and Interpol have joined forces to combat copyright infringement. The International Forum on Copyright Enforcement and Interpol's Global Conference on Digital Piracy kicked off on Monday in Seoul, bringing together over 170 law enforcement officials from 17 countries, including representatives from the World Intellectual Property Organization and the European Union Intellectual Property Office. Discussions will continue through today, focusing on enhancing the collaborative framework to jointly counter rising copyright breaches. The Culture Ministry also signed a memorandum of understanding with Vietnam's Ministry of Public Security to bolster efforts against K-content copyright infringement. A literary awards ceremony has taken place in Danghung, Jeollanam-do Province, widely known as the land of literature and virtue. This year's Danghung Literature Award was presented to novelist Lee Sung-woo for his short story collection Voices, which was recognized for its delicate depiction of moral conflict and exploration of the boundaries between ethics and fate. The award was established in 2023 to highlight Danghung's designation as Korea's first special literary district and to honor writers who advance Korean literature. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
Korea is painted in fall colors, and many people are hitting the road to enjoy the autumn foliage. In Wonju, Gangwon-do Province, a single magnificent tree has turned a local spot into a must-visit fall destination. Cha Yun-kyung reports.
A tree that has stood for over 1,000 years greets another autumn. Golden leaves have settled on its branches, blotting out the sky. Visitors come one after another, eager to enjoy the beautiful sight of the ancient tree.
I believe that this is the best ginkgo tree in the whole world. I am so in love with this tree right now.
The ginkgo tree in Pangeri, Gangwon-do Province stands 32 meters tall with a trunk circumference of 16 meters. Its sprawling branches form a small forest of their own, glowing entirely in shades of gold and creating a breathtaking spectacle. Enchanted by its fairy tale beauty, everyone is busy taking pictures to capture the moment.
We came on a family trip to celebrate my mother's 70th birthday. I'd heard that ginkgo trees symbolize longevity, so I really wanted to see it up close. This grand and beautiful tree has made this family trip all more meaningful.
There's an old tale that this tree grew from a sprout that emerged from a monk's staff, which he has stuck into the ground while passing by. Another story tells that a white snake lives inside the tree, making it a sacred being that no one touches. This ginkgo tree was designated as a natural monument in 1964. Last year, analysis by the National Institute of Forest Science confirmed that its actual age is 1,318 years. Cha Yun-kyung, Arirang News.
A major shift is underway in the K-pop boy group landscape as NCT 127 and 17 go into a hiatus as their members enlist for mandatory military service one after another. BTS and EXO have announced their comebacks. Fans worldwide are hyped about these full group returns. We'll take a closer look with Claire Marie Lim, music technologist, artist, and faculty member at Berklee College of Music. Welcome back, Claire.
Hi, Claire.
Hi, Soa. Hi, Bella. Thanks for having me again.
We're very pleased to have you back. So, Claire, BTS are finally getting ready for their comeback after 2 years. How do you expect their fans will react?
Yeah, I'm really excited about this one too, Soa. I think that fans in general are going to respond with a lot of emotion and anticipation because this truly begins the post-enlistment era for BTS, and people have waited for this moment for years. I mean, now that all of the BTS members have cleared such a significant milestone in their lives as Korean citizens, we're finally going to be able to see what a big return looks like. And even from the buzz around the internet, you can kind of tell already that there's huge excitement for new music, new live shows, new media appearances, all of it. But I think also at the same time, fans might recognize that things could feel a little bit different. And something that I personally enjoyed over the last few years was watching each BTS member grow creatively through their own solo projects. So their reunion raises an interesting question about whether BTS as a group will pick up where they left off stylistically, or perhaps they're going to present a new version of themselves. And I think audiences across the board will be quite curious to see what happens in this next chapter.
Right. I mean, the members of BTS have already been showing up here and there ahead of their full member comeback. That's probably why the fans are even more excited. So could you tell us more about those recent appearances and how you interpret these activities?
Absolutely. To the point of, fans being excited, I think what we're seeing from the members is very intentional. So, for example, some of the members made an appearance at Jin's concert in October. J-Hope was recently featured on a new track by LE SSERAFIM, and also Jimin and Jungkook announced a new travel variety show, which will be airing later this year. So these definitely aren't random moments, and it's not uncommon for groups to have several hints leading up to a comeback that are actually very meaningful signals that the group is reconnecting publicly and rebuilding their shared presence. So these activities are a smart move because they remind fans of the members' chemistry, and also create, a sense of momentum leading up to the full comeback. So instead of waiting for one big announcement that drops the bomb on everybody, the excitement is built up incrementally through these touch points, and it's a great way of keeping people engaged.
We definitely enjoyed their solo activities, but extra super excited about their full return. And they did announce about the new album and large-scale world tour that's upcoming next spring. So what are your expectations of this impact on a global music industry?
Yeah, that's right, Bella. So based on their track record with their tours and albums, which is an excellent track record, by the way, I would say that their activities are going to have a really positive impact on the music industry overall. Historically, they've been, such a market mover, both in Korea and internationally, and they really don't just participate in trends, but a lot of the time they're the ones shifting them. So I think the album and tour will very likely boost concert demand across the world, as well as overall streaming, music sales, merchandise, social media views and promotions. So many aspects will be affected. And even in terms of competition, I think it's not unheard of for other artists and labels to time their releases around a bigger group's schedule. And because BTS's impact is so significant, we might see other musicians and companies be affected as well. So I think because of the global scale of all of BTS's activities, we'll also see the tourism and live events sectors respond, especially in cities where BTS draws really big crowds for their shows and appearances. So definitely quite a few areas that could be affected.
Because you just mentioned the maybe smaller entertainment companies, they might even say, okay, guys, maybe it's now time to go to the military when BTS comes back. It might be actually really planned that way. But during the military hiatus, the members of BTS have maintained their presence through solo albums and other projects, documentary, film, you name it, just like you mentioned earlier, Claire. So do you think these individual activities are going to create new musical synergy with their full group comeback? Because I mean, some of these individual songs were quite different from what they did as a group.
Yeah, that's a good question, Soa. And in my opinion, yes, I think so. I do think that, each of the BTS's members' solo work has allowed them to refine their musical identities in a pretty unique way to each of them, as far as production styles go, vocal delivery, even their individual stage presence and choreography. And we've seen in the past with other groups whose members had significant solo activities that when the members grow individually, the group usually grows correspondingly and also levels up. So I do expect that their next project will probably have some kind of new underlying musical synergy. Perhaps it might be even more artistically mature, precisely because each member has grown their artistry. And it's that kind of growth that will likely strengthen the overall group artistry and dynamic too.
In K-pop scene, we're very used to, boy members going to the military. But in the global music industry, this military hiatus can feel kind of unique, especially to the fans as well. So how do you think overseas fans view kind of this phenomenon right now?
Yeah, so in terms of taking time off, you're right, Soa. It's pretty specific to Korea as far as kundae goes, and it's definitely something that's I think unique to the K-pop boy band side as well. Because I remember when I first started listening to K-pop in the 2000s, a lot of international fans found it quite weird and unfamiliar, and I think they just didn't understand why someone would step away from the industry for basically 2 years when they're so successful. But over time, I do think it's become understood that that's just a part of the life cycle of a K-pop act. And I think fans nowadays also have a different perspective where they frame going to the military as a period of waiting and continued support rather than just an interruption. And because many groups have continued engaging with fans through solo releases and even long-term planned out content that's pre-recorded, for example, I think the break nowadays feels less like a total disappearance and a little bit more like just a temporary change in format.
So Claire, that makes me think, because K-pop has grown even bigger around the world, maybe that is actually why we're even seeing more of these, pre-records before they go to the military. Because here in Korea, we were very used to that. I mean, girls would wait for their boyfriends, just like that. Fans would wait for their boy bands, and because it's something new and unique to other people around the world, maybe that's why they're planning it out even more. Because K-pop is now expanded all out throughout the world. But now shifting a little away from BTS, let's talk about EXO, because EXO is also gearing up for a comeback. So yeah, what can we look forward to?
Yeah, that's right. So EXO is indeed gearing up for a comeback, and I think theirs is going to be especially meaningful for fans because audiences have been waiting for this for years now, and the possibility of a group return felt pretty uncertain for a long time. So with the new teaser material that EXO dropped earlier this year, I think the comeback is finally starting to feel concrete for a lot of fans. And so far, their teaser has already generated quite a lot of excitement. They hinted at a refreshed logo and also an aesthetic that seems to reference their song Mama, which is from way back when they debuted. So a lot of folks who caught that have felt like it might have been a nod to their origins while still marking a new chapter. So I think what we can look forward to is maybe some kind of reunion that's both nostalgic and forward-looking, like what they've teased, and this long-awaited comeback will definitely be very significant for longtime fans.
Definitely. And we've talked about BTS and EXO comeback returning to their fans, but we have groups like 17 who is actually taking a break for military service. So how do you think this kind of shift, we see a shift in this, how do you think this shift will kind of affect the K-pop scene overall?
Yeah, if anything, I think it's a reminder that K-pop really operates in waves. It's always changing and evolving, and I personally enjoy the music of all these groups. So it's fascinating to witness how the landscape does shift when some take a break and others return. And with massively popular groups like NCT and 17 enlisting, there will naturally be a gap in the roster of active top-tier boy bands, but that vacuum also creates opportunities. When major players step back from a certain scene, it usually opens up some space for either the mid-tier or emerging groups to gain more visibility. So for fans, apart from supporting their current favorite artists, I do think they will also have a chance to explore and discover new music from other artists. And at the same time, going back to what we mentioned earlier, K-pop companies have become really strategic in planning around military service. So we've seen, pre-recorded content, solo releases, subunits of groups, which works really well for larger groups, and even also staggered enlistments. And all of this helps to keep the momentum going. So while fans will probably miss NCT and 17 as their full groups, I do think their agencies will, in a way, help the groups stay active in maintaining engagement. And all of this will allow these artists to keep their communities alive, as well as maintain a sense of continuity. So I think that'll be exciting.
And finally, Claire, just a quick impromptu question. As we are slowly approaching the end of the year, and next year we're going to have BTS and Blackpink, Big Bang, I also hear news about that as well. So really the major players are going to be active next year. Do you think 2026 could be an even bigger year for K-pop than this year?
Oh, 100%. So I say that without a doubt. Some of those bands that you mentioned are ones that I followed like right from the beginning, like, man, Big Bang, what a throwback. So I'm really excited for that. I think it's also a great opportunity for new audiences who are newer to K-pop to get to know some of these slightly older groups. So I'm really excited for that aspect as well.
I'm just as excited as you, Bella.
Definitely
You too, right?
excited,
Okay,
yes.
Thank you very much, Claire, for your insights today, and hope you have a cozy rest of the week with lots of K-pop music to accompany you.
Thank you, Claire.
Yes, y'all as well. Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you, Bella. As always, we're going to have you back here soon.
Yes, I'll be back soon.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave. Please join us again tomorrow on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Korea time, and maybe one day here in Korea.